Look at these sumptuous mountain landscape shots taken from deep in the archive of Scotland's mountains hard drives. And why am I showing you these at the start of this video? Well, if you hang around until the end, I'll explain exactly why I've put this footage in here, and also a wee bit of something similar at the end of the video. But here's me in the present time in a very special place. Wow, what a view! Good evening, and today I am in the wonderful Glencoe, as you can probably tell behind me, and I've just arrived in the van. It is 9:15. It's a Friday evening. I finished work and left at about 6, and I've not long arrived, and yeah, it's beautiful. It's been chucking it down with rain the whole way up, so the ground is sodden. But what that does is that, I don't know if you'll see the white ribbons behind me. The streams are all in spate and they look fantastic, but you know what? I think there's going to be another shower coming in. I can see it swinging in. The Three Sisters there, the furthest away one's starting to get a little bit misty, which indicates that there's maybe rain coming. So yeah, I'm just coming out for a wee donder. I'll take some pictures, and I'm going up there tomorrow. I'm going to be meeting Jerry in the morning, and I'll spin you around and show you where we're going tomorrow. So I don't think tomorrow we're going to have much of a view. Yeah, so hopefully you can see up there. I think, if memory serves me right, it's Stob Dhu, the final peak, and it's a lovely walk. This, I've done it so many times, but it doesn't disappoint. It always produces a good. So I'm just looking at somebody's tent. It looks like a bivvy over there. I was going to be camping tonight actually, but the forecast has been pretty poor, so I thought, let's bring the van up, spend the night in the van, and maybe do some photography, which is what I'm doing. But it's lovely. So yeah, I'm not going to do many more bits to camera. I think I'm going to put the camera away because I think it's going to get soaked in a minute, and I'll probably report back to you in the morning. But yeah, I'm just going to take some pictures and enjoy this lovely view. So the rain did indeed arrive, so I retreated back to the warmth of the van and settled down for the night, and just hoped that the weather wouldn't be quite so wet the following day. Good morning, and I had a good night's sleep. It did rain during the night. I could hear it pitter-pattering off the roof of the van, but I've woken up this morning. I've popped the roof up. I usually put the roof down at night just in case it's really windy, but yeah, I've put the roof up now and opened the window. And it looks quite nice out there. There was a wee bit of sunshine earlier on, but the cloud at the moment is still above the tops, and certainly above the top that we're going up, so we'll see if it remains like that. The forecast is for heavy showers, but at this time of the year and in this part of the world, things can change, so let's keep our fingers crossed that yeah, we get views from the top and we don't get absolutely soaked to the skin today. Anyway, right, I'm going to get up, get some breakfast, and just waiting for Jerry to come along. It's a bit chilly, isn't it?
Yep. Pretty cold.
So Jerry arrived and we got our bags packed and set off up the mountain. I think the waterproofs are going to have to be donned at some point. Here we go, right, I think we'll stop here. And I don't need to sort of tell the viewers where we are, Jerry, because
we've been here before.
I've been here before once or twice, so yeah, it's actually not bad at the moment. I came up here last night and literally after I did my bit to camera I got absolutely soaked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, shall we explain who our third...
This is Fraser, Fraser the third member
just in case
of
the guys
today's Steaming Boots, so if you're wondering who the interloper is.
We've only got 2 mics,
I know,
so it's not that he doesn't like to speak, but you just won't hear him if he does.
So yeah, we're going to just have a couple of Monroes today and then back hopefully before the weather goes on the slide. Some heavy showers around.
Yeah, I think today it's going to be a battle of whether we need to don the waterproofs before we get to the top or when we're coming back down. It's going to be...
Let's see.
Fingers crossed. Right, shall we go and see?
Okay, let's crack on.
Yep. Oh, wee. Right, we're now. Let's move over here so we can get us all in. We're now heading up the mountain. Starting to make a bit of an ascent. And you mentioned the path's quite good, did you?
It's a very good path, very well engineered, staircase. I mean, I think it's one of the most popular hills, not to give it away. But
Well, we can, it's the wee Buachaille we're on.
all right, yeah.
Yeah, we're on the wee Buachaille. A couple of reasons, I think, well, don't want to hear about our knee injuries, but also the forecast isn't that great today. I think higher up it's going to be manky, even more manky.
Yeah. And one of our group here hasn't done the Munros on the wee Buachaille.
Have you not?
No. All right, so,
Yeah,
so Fraser will get to tick them off. So
yeah, so hopefully we might get a view from the top of this one, which we wouldn't get if we went up maybe the one next door, the Buachaille, is a bit higher.
yeah.
At the moment it's clear, but I've probably just given it the kiss of death. There's a shower moving in, the first shower, so we're going to get the camera away. Don't want to knacker it, and
Yeah.
we'll report back at the Buachaille, I think.
Yep,
We'll do
onwards and
that.
upwards.
Go. A bit of rain blowing through it. So up we went, and at this point the weather was actually pretty benign. There was a few spots of rain blowing through, but nothing too bad, and we kind of thought we might get lucky and, yeah, get up and down the hill before those heavy showers hit.
Listen, you don't get Oscars for nothing, you know.
Exactly. Still waiting for the red carpet to be rolled out. Grey rocks here, isn't there?
The rhyolite is grey, greeny grey.
It changes, in
changes
just a
over.
minute though, doesn't it?
Changes over to red.
Look at that, the cairn. And this rhyolite, pinky red, isn't it?
Yeah, more typical.
Beautiful.
More typical.
Oh, so here we are at the Buachaille,
Yep.
and usually behind us you get the views over to the big Buachaille, but it's just a void of grey, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's been taken down for storage today. I think.
Very grey over there. So
Deflated.
at this point we need to make a decision. There's two Munros on the wee Buachaille. We can either go left, our left that way, up Stobcour and Rainick, or we can go right to Stobdhu, and they're two different pools. This is a short, sharp, steep pool, and it's really nice. The views back over are beautiful. And over to the left, it goes up steeply, and it's a level.
Lovely ridge though.
Yeah, lovely. So what's it going
So
to be,
we really
guys?
are in the horns of a dilemma.
I know.
Literally.
Go left, higher or lower?
I think Fraser's
Going left.
we're
Left.
going up
Yeah,
that
let's
one.
go left.
I suppose we go up that one when we come back to this Buachaille. If we're coming back this way for descent, then it's job done. You just go down. Whereas if you go over that one, come all the way back, you've still got
Go
up
that
there.
one. Yeah.
It's 6 and half a dozen, isn't it?
We're going to stop here, or we're going to get cracked on. What do you want to do?
Let's stop on the summit, eh?
Right, let's go.
We good? Right.
Right. The short, sharp pool in it is.
And we came along with Larry Gaffin, and we came up to this.
So Stobcour or Rainick it was, and as you can see it was still dry at this point. The rain hadn't come to much, but not far up the ascent of this first Munro the rain started, and you can see over my shoulder here the landscape was disappearing rapidly, so it was time to don the waterproofs and just get ready for the battering that we were going to get. At this point I thought, yeah, it might just be a few showers coming and going, but yeah, you'll have to watch and see what actually transpired. Having stopped to put my waterproofs on, I was a wee bit behind, so I had to get shifting up the mountain to try and catch up with Jerry and Fraser. And it's a lovely little peak, Stobcour Rainick, a bit rocky, but it's a short ascent. And that peak behind me is the objective number 2 for the day. That was the second Munro, if we got there. Anyway, after a wee bit of toiling, I caught up with Jerry and Fraser, and we were soon approaching the summit of the first Munro of the day, Stobcour Rainick. And as you can see, we were quite lucky. The cloud was above the summit, although it was starting to rain pretty heavily at this point, and the weather was incoming. Woo! Right, that's us at the top there.
Well, it's a bit wild.
It was a bit wild, yeah. So I stopped down there. I was getting the action cam out to put this one away because it did start chucking it down, and I looked behind me. I could just see this wall of grey coming towards me, so I stopped and got my waterproofs on. But we've now reached the top of Stobcour Rainick. Fraser's first time up here.
He's getting his gloves and his hat on because it's cold. It's chilly for June, even though it's May.
This will be out in July. So we're going to I'll spin you around and show you where we are. We can almost see the Buachaille. Let me just see. There's Fraser. That's Stop Gerard of Buachaille of Moor there in the cloud. It's cleared a wee bit and then over to Benacrelest.
The famous Benacrelest.
There's Jerry's chest.
The tented village on top of Benacrelest.
And the Keegak's over there somewhere. And you can see the Bidians in the cloud, and that's what we thought. We mentioned that earlier. So we're actually getting views here, which isn't too bad. And that's the second objective.
Yeah.
Does look like it could be quite wild though,
Quite
doesn't
lively
it?
when we got up there, I think.
So we'll see. We're all wrapped up, got all the right equipment, so we'll see if we can make it to the top of that one over there shortly. So, right, shall we get going?
I think it's not a place to linger. Are we ready, Fraser?
The weather wasn't showing any signs of improving, so we headed off the summit of Stop Coe and started to descend. It was quite windy up here and the rain was starting. You can see it's starting to close in. Although down in the glen there was still some brightness, it just shows you the microclimate and the effect that the surrounding mountains can have. It was sheltering Glen Coe from the rain. Not up here though, and it was a bit windy, so we descended down off this mountain, hoping that the Buachaille would still have a wee bit of shelter from that strengthening wind. So we've actually just finished our lunch.
Yeah.
A wee break in the wind. In fact, over there's a wee bit of sunshine. I don't know if you can see it on the camera.
Quick! Show them the sunshine!
So it's certainly coming and going. I think it's going to be wild up there though.
I think so. It looks manky and you never know, we might be lucky, but I doubt it.
I think we're going to get a good soaking, and
yeah.
You know what, the forecast winds are 30 mile an hour up there.
Yeah.
They're probably gusting up to 40.
It looks like you can see the way the clouds are moving.
Scudding back.
We'll get there in an hour and we'll be okay.
Get to the top, it'll be sunny. So anyway, this camera with the decent microphones is going to go in the bag because I don't want to get them wet. Well, it's already wet. So it's going to be action cam footage. I do apologise, but
so we'll try and make it look like action.
yeah. Expect Jerry to be running and jumping.
Dynamic. This is my dynamic pose.
Yeah. Anyway, right. Yeah, camera away. Time to go.
Right, let's go.
Having had a wee taster and maybe a hint that the weather might be improving between the showers, that was soon dashed as we started to head up onto the ridge of Stop Dhu, and the weather just got worse and worse, and that rain, it was absolutely tipping it down. You probably can't tell from the footage here, but there's not much shelter up on a ridge, and the wind was blowing and the rain, well, it was meant to be showers, but this was one heck of a long shower, I tell you that, as we made our way along the ridge. And in better conditions, this ridge is it's lovely. It's absolutely fantastic. Stick around to the end of the video to see some footage of what it's like in good conditions. We had a wee taster of that at the start. But anyway, up we went, with things not looking like they were going to improve, but every now and again the mountains would appear out of the mist before disappearing again. Not much of this you'll hear. We just got clearing to see the summit, the first thing we've seen. It's absolutely chucking it down. Really up close. So, not far now, just up there. Heads down, 1 foot in front of the other, and after a wee bit more trudging through the gales and the wind and the wet, we were soon approaching the summit of Munro number 2, Stop Dhu. Right, apologies about that. I did try and use the software to mask out the wind, but it just wasn't happening. So I was basically saying, we were on the summit, the rain had gone off briefly, but it was pretty wild, so we didn't loiter very long up there, and we did an about turn and started to head back down the ridge, and things didn't improve. In fact, if anything, the wind was picking up in speed, so again it was just heads down and get down the mountain as quickly as we could. After enduring the wind and the rain coming down the ridge, it was really nice to get down below the Buachaille and also down below the cloud. It did make a big difference as we headed down. And before long we were back down at the van and it was still chucking it down. Right, well, you can see him back in the van. Oh, I tell you what, we were battered up there. It's a bit of a battle against the elements, character building, shall we say. I did clear it every now and again, but I think once we'd got off the first stop and then heading out from the first summit right through, it didn't really relent, and it was quite windy, and there was bits of sleet and hail in there as well. I was missing my goggles. Should have had my goggles on today. Anyway, so it was a good choice for today. I think it's one of the shorter outings for Munros anyway, and two of the easier Munros in the Glen. But remember, when I say easier, that's relative to the other ones. As you see today, that depends on the weather conditions, and certainly I've been battered by these two in winter conditions before. They can throw up a few surprises, that's for sure. Anyway, Jerry and Fraser are way back down the road. I came back to the van. I've got to change clothes, put the heater straight on. Oh, it was so nice just drying out. Had a cup of tea, sandwich, and then now I'm going to head down the road. So I'm going to end the video here. I really hope you've enjoyed it. So stay safe out there, as always, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Right, time to drive home. So before I go, again, I just wanted to show you some old footage of this area, and the reason I've inserted it here and also at the start of the video is I couldn't let you go away thinking that that mountain is just a wet, cloudy, windy, horrible place to go, where in reality, if you get it in the right conditions, it's absolutely magical. Hope you enjoy some of this footage, and I'll see you on the next adventure.